Hello and welcome to the Evercade Retreat. Gene Joke here, and today I'm adding Pirate Pete's to my ever-growing list where I rank every Evercade game ever and review it in the process. Pirate Pete can be found on the Taito Arcade Collection 1. It was originally released in arcades in 1982 and is effectively a reskin of Jungle Hunt, which was effectively a edited version of Jungle King, which basically ripped off Tarzan a bit too much, and got Taito into some legal trouble with the estate of Edgar Rice Burroughs, author of Tarzan, because it infringed on copyrights and so on. But quite why it was changed from Jungle Hunt, which had the Tarzan stuff removed, to be given a pirate theme for Pirate Pete, who knows, maybe they just wanted to rebrand it and sell it all over again. But anyway, despite the differences, the gameplay was the same, and that gameplay basically involves 4 separate screens: a rope swinging scene, swimming through shark-infested waters, running uphill and dodging falling boulders, and a rescue showdown where you have to save Pete's girlfriend from being boiled in a cauldron. It doesn't take long to go through all 4 of these screens, at which point you just repeat and do it again, only it gets more challenging with a bit of a coloured palette change. From there I believe it loops endlessly, only ending when you run out of lives. Now on the visual front, it is very much a product of its time. It has bright, garish, cartoony style graphics. The animation and movement are pretty much on par with what you'd expect from a game of that time. It doesn't necessarily hold up all that well now, but it does have a distinct charm to it. Well, it's either just plain ugly or it's charming depending on how you look at things really. On the audio front, it's very much what you'd expect. Typical early 80s arcade sounds, a jaunty tune, and that's about it. It's fine because it's era appropriate, but then it's from the era, so what else would it be? So the gameplay itself is fairly simple. I've explained the general gists of it, and it is a very simple game. The first section, you're just jumping from rope to rope, but timing of your swings is essential to success, and on later runs there's further obstacles. Swimming through the shark-infested waters, you have to watch your air or your diving, you can't stay underwater too long, and you have to avoid the oncoming sharks, or stab them with your knife. But you have to time that right so you don't end up as a shark's tasty treat. The rock dodging is fairly straightforward, jump over the rocks. Although timing is pretty key again, it's not the most difficult stage. The final stage, the rescue, is the hardest one to suss out when you first play through. You have a couple of rival pirates with their cutlasses, a knife-throwing pirate, and your girlfriend being dangled over a boiling cauldron. But ultimately it comes down to jumping to avoid the pirates, and then jumping to save your girlfriend. Once you reach her, she is saved, no worries about untying her or running away from the pirates, and the loop begins again. One thing I fell foul to a few times was the knife from the knife-throwing pirate. Not just that it throws it at you, but if it lands in the ground, that spot on the ground where it landed will kill you if you touch it. When that happened to me, it took me a couple of attempts to work out why I was dying. Overall, it's not a bad little game, but very much of its era, and your appreciation for it will depend on your tolerance for such games. But I quite like it. Maybe it's a touch of nostalgia, because although I didn't think I'd ever played this game, and I don't think I have ever played Pirate Pete, playing it when I got to the boulder section reminded me of playing something, and I think it was Jungle Hunt on the 2600, because I remember dying on the boulder section and never being able to get past it. Also, I was very young at the time. But yeah, playing Pirate Pete did bring up some long forgotten memories of playing simple old games. I definitely had some fun with it. I enjoyed playing through it, but after looping it a few times and sort of getting used to the timings and what have you, I don't think I'll be coming back to it unless it comes up as a high score challenge of some kind somewhere along the line. But who knows, maybe I'll have the urge to give it a bash at some point or another. To place it on my overall ranking list, I'm going to put it above Pinball for the Intellivision, but below Night Stalker. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.